Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you all here with me today. So today I'm going to be working in my cereal box glue book. I've been having a lot of fun with it this week, and I think I'll be playing in it for the foreseeable future. I'm just really digging this book right now. So I made this out of a cereal box. It has 4 signatures and 1 removable elastic in there for my ephemera holder. I do have a tutorial on my ephemera holder. It's made out of 12 by 12 sheets of paper. I do not have a tutorial for this exact glue book, but I have many others on my channel where I show how to take any kind of food box and make a glue book. So you can absolutely just take one of those videos and do it just like mine. One of the things I did here is I created a little sheet here, just 2 pages of some bee ephemera and some little fussy cuts because I want to do a bee page today in this glue book. Now, because this glue book is larger and made out of a cereal box, my pages are 7 inches on one side and the other half is 5 inches. I talked about this in my glue or in one of my other videos this week, that the pages I used were 12 by 12 inch papers, and I scored it at 7 or 5 inches, doesn't matter, and folded it there, and then just put it in there so that I could have larger images, because I didn't have huge pieces of paper, so it worked out great because I like having the 5-inch side, like the slimmer version. I really love it. So I'm just kind of going through my book here, trying to find a page that I want. I'm using paper that are on the printable sheet, which will be in my Ko-fi shop for free. You guys can totally go and print it out and do the same thing yourself. And then for my background pages, I'm using some pieces from my scrap bin, and I absolutely love it. What you don't hear here is I screamed when I saw this page because, oh my gosh, I wish you could see this in person. On camera, it looks almost gray, but it's white with like this black pattern in there that kind of resembles a honeycomb. So I was ecstatic when I saw this, and it changed the whole course of how I was going to do this page. I decided to leave some space in between my squares so that I could see that background, because I wanted to have elements of yellow, creams, kind of vintagey, and some black. And so having that black background like that, oh my gosh, chef's kiss. Now, this is one of those things where you have to trust the process, and I absolutely did that, and it looks so good. I absolutely love it so much. I'm just obsessed with it. Here it goes. First piece. And this piece has gold on it, so it looks so pretty. I love gold with bee stuff. It's just so pretty. It's like peanut butter and jelly. They just go together, you know? So I am using some of the squares in my little printable here. And I'm going to mix those in with my other sheets. Now, I will say, I decided to cut off the camera in a bit here and just ink everything that was on the table because I didn't want to keep stopping to ink. So that's what that was. Now I'm back and I am ready to glue because all the papers are inked. However, I cut my papers into smaller bits, knowing that I will need to cut them again to make them even smaller, but at least I start with, some pieces. Some of them are already that size because they're in my scrap bin, and some of them I will end up cutting down. But yeah, so my scrap bin is a basket from the Dollar Tree, and all I do is anytime I'm done with a project, I put my papers in there. Big or small, they go in there. And then before I do any kind of project, I always look through that basket first and fish out any kind of paper I can use. It's also a great way for me to kind of store those little leftover bits because I hate opening up like a paper pad and I've got little pieces falling out of it because I'm trying to keep it all in the same paper pad, even though I've used it and cut it down to a tiny little swatch. So everything goes in the basket. Another thing I did with this page is I decided to offset everything. So instead of making that one, the white one there off to the side, instead of making that flush with the one with gold, I put it up a little higher. I didn't want everything to be even. I wanted everything to be staggered. Papers going different directions, different widths. I can't say that word. Width. Can't even say it. Wide. The wider pages. I wanted them to be all different sizes. Oh my gosh, I cannot say that word right now. Probably because I don't feel good. My brain's all foggy. You know what I mean? Like, I just can't say it. I sounded like I had dental work done, you know, and like your mouth is all numb. And so you're like saying it all funny. Oh my gosh. I love this paper. Okay, so the other cool thing about me doing this in like a grid style here is my papers are all different types of paper and different thicknesses. So some of this is thick like cardstock, some of it is origami paper, and then obviously some of it is copy paper because I printed out that little printable. So I have lots of different, and some is scrapbook paper. So we have like all the different thicknesses of paper on here. So it's kind of nice that I did the grid style because then, you know, everything's not touching. And so you can't really see the difference of paper texture. Although you probably wouldn't be able to anyways, just looking at it. I don't know. I guess maybe as a gluer's perspective, like gluing, it just seems, I don't know. I like it when all my textures are the same when I'm butting them up next to each other. Otherwise, like some are higher than the other. I don't know. Are you the same way? In fact, I know some of you are because I have been asked this question. What do you do in that situation? Ultimately, if I like the paper, I'm just gluing everything down. You're talking about a tiny, tiny little difference in thickness. But if I have the option, I'm going to make sure it's all the same. So when I went through my scrap bin, I was looking for yellows, blacks, anything with gold on it. I had some other papers. When I was going through my scrap bin, I was just kind of tossing papers all over my desk. And then once I had all the ones I wanted, I went through, re-looked at them. Like I had some black and white and that kind of stuff. And I took those out. I decided to keep it all golds and yellows and blacks and tans and stuff like that. Now, the blue one seems a little out of place, that blue square that I had just previously done. However, in the white rectangle up at the top there with the bees and the flowers have that same color in it, that periwinkle. Whoa. Did you guys hear that? Oh my gosh, my skin is crawling. That was like a car like racing down my street and it was making this high-pitched noise. Oh, my skin, it like scared me. Anyways, yeah, so the periwinkle totally matches with that, and I'll bring in some more periwinkle later to kind of bring it all together. But it's nice to have another color that isn't in with the color scheme to kind of break things up and add more. To me personally, I feel like it makes your page more aesthetically pleasing to look at because your eye moves around the page instead of it all looking the same. And it's like when you look at it, you're looking at the whole thing and not seeing all the little different parts. But when there's another color involved in there, so I have blacks, golds, yellows, tans, right? And then this periwinkle pops out of nowhere and it matches with some of the other periwinkles. And it just kind of makes the page more cohesive in a way, which you think it wouldn't. But to me, it does because it breaks up the monotonous colors of black and gold and yellow. Oh, I'm just loving this glue book. I'm just like, I go to bed thinking about it. I'm not even joking. It's ridiculous. Oh, my voice just cut out there. So I'm using this little scrap that I had left, and I'm just going to cut that down and put that little piece right there. So what I was contemplating there a second ago was I only used each piece of paper once. So I was trying to decide, did I want to find something else to go with it on that page or just use this little scrap that fit perfect? And that's what I ended up doing, was just using that little scrap that worked perfect. Okay, now we are getting into the fun part. Actually, the other part is honestly part of my but it. That's all, folks. Gluing down the squares is actually one of my favorite parts. So now I'm just kind of looking at what I have here and, putting them in various spots to kind of see what I have going on. And I usually don't plan out my pages. I say this all the time, and like here I am kind of, but I'm not really planning it out. I just kind of seeing what I have so that I don't glue too much in one spot and realize like towards the top and then realize I don't have enough for the bottom. So that's why I'm kind of spacing it out and just kind of seeing, what pieces I want to use and what will go where. I love the honey drips. Holy moly, it looks so good. Wait till you see. So eventually here, I'm going to go around and ink everything off camera as well because nobody wants to sit there and watch somebody ink paper for 20 minutes. At least I don't, so I'm not going to make you do it. But yeah, I just, oh my gosh, I love these so much. I really feel like inking it makes everything blend better and pop away from the page that it's under. And it is a total personal preference. You absolutely do not need to do it. You can do your art exactly how you want to do it and do not let anybody tell you that you're wrong because you're not. So if you don't want to ink, don't worry about it. You don't have to do it. Oh, apparently I'm just going to keep inking. We're just inking till the cows come home. Meow. I'm shutting this down. Let's skip through this. All right, that's better. Now we're cooking with peanut oil. Let's get this party started. Oh, I love that queen bee image. Ooh, it's so nice. So pretty. I knew for sure I wanted to use that image, so that is why it is the first one that I put down. Have some honeycomb. Looking good, looking good. I put 2 in the little printable because I like to have some that I like to put off the page as well. I'm notorious for having things half on a page and half off. I just feel like it makes things more interesting. And I will end up doing that with the other one so I can show you what I mean. So I'm kind of looking through everything. I always work a couple steps ahead. I'm looking to see what I have left, how I want to distribute them. Do I have as many pieces towards the top as I do the bottom? Now this piece right here actually is a square. There's like light tan behind it, but I just fussy cut it out because I like it better like that. You could also use these obviously for anything you want, but you could use them in your junk journal. You could use them to make some postcards, to do some artist trading cards, all kinds of stuff. There's my other one. And this is where I'm trying to decide, do I like it kind of hanging off the page? And spoiler alert, I do. I like it a lot. There's where the other little hint of periwinkle comes in. So now I have 3 throughout the page to kind of bring your eye all the way around in a circle. A loopy circle, a lopsided circle, but it's a circle, okay? But that was my thinking behind adding a little bit of color, is I really do feel like it kind of breaks up the page a little bit. And I had zero plan going into this. Well, that's a lie. I knew that my theme was going to be bee. I also thought that I would be putting all my papers like kind of a masterboard style. But instead I'm doing a more of a grid style where I'm leaving space in between each image, which, hello, chef's kiss, looks so great, especially if you have a beautiful paper underneath. If you guys knew how long I sat there and stared at something, sometimes I amaze myself when I'm editing and I'm like, girl, you've been staring at this for 3 minutes straight. Because I'm thinking about all different things, like what I'm going to put on it. What am I going to put next? If I put this here, how will that affect the rest of my page? Like, I put a lot of thought into my stuff most of the time. Sometimes I just, fly by the seat of my pants. We just kind of play and see what happens. I'm going to give that a little choppy chop. Boop. This glue book is so big. I was knocking stuff around. I was knocking things over. So annoying. All right. There we go. I'm trying to get a good spot so you guys can see everything and really get a good eye on what's going on. Now here's the other piece that I have left over, and I'm trying to decide where would that look good, you know, on my page. So I'm just, auditioning it, seeing how it looks in different various spots. There goes that stupid person again. They did this is totally off topic, but my street, I live in a residential neighborhood, but my street, there are speed bumps before my street and speed bumps after my street, but not on my street, which makes no sense why they would put them in the other two, because it's a whole thing. So teenagers and stuff love to fly down my street, and that's why you hear like the loud trucks and all that stuff, because people fly down my street because there's no speed bumps. And so that's why you hear that. I'm also, if you're new here, my craft room is at the front of my house. I'm looking out a window right now as we speak. So I often comment on things that I see outside my window, and I have seen some crazy things. I've seen some crazy things. Oh, the things I have seen. It is unreal. I think my favorite is, though, the guy who lives about 4 houses down started walking to lose weight. And I think that's why he was walking. I'm assuming it was either that or he was having health issues or a combo of the two, because in all the years we've lived here, I've never once seen him walking anywhere. I hope that doesn't come off too snarky, but they're not nice people. So anyways, he was walking and he stops in front of my house and proceeds to pick the biggest wedgie I have ever seen in my life out of his pants. And I'm like, bro, you live 4 houses down. Like, go home and fix your situation. If it is that deep, please go home and assess what's going on. Okay. He stood right in front of my window. I don't even think he knew I was here. And I was like, oh, I was filming a video. And I was like, oh my gosh, this guy, okay, I won't go into any more detail, but let's just say there was some prolonged digging. Okay. It was rough. I was like, oh my gosh, what if he turns around and we make eye contact? Oh my gosh, that would have been awful. I would have been mortified. Although, why would I be mortified? He should be the one that was mortified. Jeez. Okay, so now I'm coming in with the cute little bees. I included 4 bees. Yeah, 2 are going one direction and 2 are going the other direction. Yeah, this is like my favorite part. This is what I was so excited for, was to decorate with little bees. I could have added some butterflies too, but I use butterflies on almost all my other pages, and the bee deserves its own page. Doesn't want to feel like it's in competition with the glorious butterfly. I mean, they could go anywhere. At this point, I'm just having fun and just, playing and seeing where I like it best. Honestly, they would look great anywhere on these pages, but, I should have made, I was trying to think, if I wanted a few more, but I don't think so. It's really hard to know when to stop, and sometimes less is more. My advice is, if you don't like a page you're working on, or you don't know if you have enough on it, walk away. Whether it be 20 minutes or a day or a week, but when you come back with fresh eyes, you're going to see your collage in a whole different way. So if you're feeling frustrated, or you don't know where you want to put anything, or if you don't know if you have too much, walk away. Walk away, go get some water, hydrate yourself, come back, take a look at it, and see what you want to change, because oftentimes that 100% will help. I say oftentimes, that helps me every time. Literally every time. Oh, I love the little drops. Oh, it's so good. I included 6. I only used 4, I think. Or did I end up using all of them? I started with 4 and then decided I liked them so much I wanted to add more. So I think maybe I did. Yeah. Oh, I love them. They just add so much to the page. Oh my gosh. Glorious. All right, now we're just going to clean things up. Cut off that little bit that I added there. Yep, love it. Love it. Looks so good. Okay, so next step will be to ink around the entire page. I think that because I've inked stuff on the inside that I should ink stuff on the outside. And what I mean is when you ink around the whole page, it makes everything feel like it's coming together and your page isn't just floating there. And that is just my personal opinion. If you think otherwise, you are free to do so, and you can do your art however you want to do it. That's just what I feel with my own art, is that it brings everything together. Everything blends better, and I don't know, it just makes it its own page. Okay, so I'm using the same quote sticker book I've been using all week. I was gifted it in a Happy Mail. And the reason why is there are black backgrounds with gold words. So yes, thank you. I'm definitely using those. They're perfect for this page. Absolutely love it. They also have white with gold on them, but I wanted to bring in more of the black that I had in there to kind of tie it all together. And it might be kind of hard to see in person, but on camera, but in person, it's very easy to read what these say. And they say, well, I'll show you a picture at the end here. I'm going to do a close-up so you can see. But let me open up my glue book right now. What does it say? It says, they say, live fearlessly, spread kindness, embrace the journey, keep going, seek adventures, sunny, and life is too short to live with regrets. And I picked all of those with bees in mind. Bees live a short life. They spread kindness and happiness by pollinating our fruits and veggies so that we can have food. They're amazing. And so I picked all those words for that particular reason. All right, everyone, this is going to conclude today's video. Thank you so much for taking the time out of your day to watch my video. I hope you had a great time hanging out with me, because I had a great time hanging out with you. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already. I would love it if you stuck around. Don't forget to drink your water. Have a fabulous day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, friends.